Hey, good afternoon. Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Today's market SITREP, Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, had a great weekly debrief this morning looking at a lot of profitable trades across portfolios this week. Bearish trades on China, bearish trades on Brazil, neutral and bullish/bearish trades on the S&P 500. Great week here at Top Gun Options. We're going to be covering this after the close today. At 4:30 Eastern, is it time to eject from this market or buy with both hands? As of me doing this video, there's 414 people registered for this live trade brief. Email is in your inbox for you to register. Zero cost to attend. I figure after the president talking Tuesday to the New York Economic Club, 2 days of the Fed chief testifying, and then 1 day of the shit show clown car in Washington, I think it's a good time for me to give you my opinion on where the market's going. But all the positions that we've looked at this week are doing fantastic. The only one that's neutral essentially is Visa. Well, actually, Visa's up right now, so never mind. Put on 2 seasonal trades this week. XRT, which is the retail ETF, bought some long calls on XRT, which is looking very good today, as well as Visa. Seasonal trades out through Christmas, and I think those are going to pop seasonally as they do. Let's get to it. This is an absolute joke. Yesterday was fantastic. If I thought Bob Mueller fell flat on his face and Democrats look stupid, this makes Bob Mueller look like a rocket surgeon. Complete joke. Deep swamp, deep state bureaucrats having a disagreement with the president over his foreign policy. Here's what you do: quit, resign. You run for office. You don't like the boss's policy, you leave, not him. What an absolute joke. If that was the Democrats' 2-star witnesses, this is fantastic. Nancy Pelosi today knew it because she started moving on to other topics and was doing her standard, looks like she needs a drink after a couple questions. She's smart, though. Who is she letting do this? Adam Schiff. He's going to take the fall. The guy for 2-3 years screamed until he was frothing at the mouth that he had incontrovertible evidence and proof that the president colluded with Russia, and he absolutely lied. He lied. So if you lie testifying in front of that committee yesterday, you go to jail for perjury. Adam Schiff lies, and nothing happens to him. He lied. Did you hear the room laugh when he said, sir, what you have said is false. I do not know the identity of the whistleblower. The whistleblower came to him and his staff. They knew his identity for 3 weeks. Are we to believe that when the whistleblower walked in, Adam Schiff said, oh, my God, I have to run out of the room and can't know your identity? Or the staff? It's so stupid. It's all stupid. And the underlying principle here is even dumber. These career bureaucrats, well, military aid was held up for 55 days. We wanted to know if Ukraine's the third most corrupt, according to, Barron's, the third most corrupt country in the world. We were withholding military aid to make sure we weren't wasting taxpayers' money. That's not impeachable. That's commendable. And, oh, by the way, you know what I love how Democrats are frothing at the mouth right now about defending Ukraine. Where were you when Barack Hussein Obama refused to provide military weapons to Ukraine? You know why? He didn't want to inflame Putin. He didn't want to, poke him. He sent blankets and MREs, blankets and meals ready to eat. He sent them in convoys, and he also sent them in unmarked aircraft because he didn't want to poke Putin. As soon as Donald Trump gets in office, he gives them military-equipped Javelin anti-tank missiles. He gives them lethal aid. What are you going to do to stop Russian bullets? Hold up your blanket and your chili mac MRE? It's stupid. This president has done more to help defend Ukraine than Barack Hussein Obama ever did. Democrats are disgusting hypocrites on this issue. Know your history before you. It was classic watching Democrats trying to say, "Oh my God, this guy! I can't believe he's done this to Ukraine." Yeah, there are Democrats who proclaim a newfound enthusiasm for defending Ukraine. She was decrying a president of the United States who withheld aid from an ally who was on the front lines against our chief adversary. Another New York Democrat idiot. The president's withholding of military aid to Ukraine is the subject of the impeachment inquiry. He provided it, dipshit. It's so stupid. Where were Democrats when Obama denied lethal aid? In 2014, as Vladimir Putin's forces were literally invading eastern Ukraine. The non-lethal aid Obama authorized was dropped off in Poland. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Anyway, why am I ranting about this? Nobody cares. If you love the president, you love him more. If you hate him more. It's the people in the middle that are going to decide. And yesterday was an absolute embarrassment. Two deep state dudes saying that they heard from a guy who heard from another guy who heard from a third guy that the president might have said this. Are you shitting me? This is the way our republic works. He was elected. Electoral college. The man's the president. You disagree with this. You, as a career diplomat, your job is to execute his foreign policy, not to create your own. This is insane, folks. It's treason. Either do the job in your job description or leave. And Adam Schiff, and so the president can't confront this whistleblower. We all know why he can't confront the whistleblower. The whistleblower didn't. But how do you blow a whistle through two people? I don't want to see a visual of that. We all know the whistleblower. We know his identity, Eric Carmela, whatever his name is. He's a Biden, worked with Biden. He was put in this position by Brennan, whoever the CIA chief was under Barack Hussein Obama. He's a plant. He's a deep state plant. And if this is what they're going after 2 years of the president is going to get thrown in jail for collusion, this is what they're doing. They're an absolute disgrace to this country. It's insane. We're hurtling towards the second civil war, folks. Anyway, good Brazil trades. Kind of a shit show down there as well, with Lula getting out of prison temporarily and saying, hey, man, I'm going to run for president against Bolsonaro, who's the Trump. So we have parallel United States issues going on down there in Brazil. But this thing kind of imploded under the weight of, oh, shit, just like Leon Cooperman, the billionaire on CNBC today, him fighting with Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, any Democrat wins, the next day after the election, I am telling you, the market will be down 20%. The day after we elect a Democrat, the market will go into bear market territory. I was one of the only financial professionals to predict the election of Donald Trump and the market rally. Every other idiot, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, you name it. Hillary wins, and oh my God, God forbid Trump wins, the market implodes, bear market. Wrong. All of you were wrong. I was right. Trump not only wins, the market has a rip your face off rally. I was right. And I'll be right again. Elizabeth Warren wins. You can forget about it, man. Your 401k is going to be a 01k. So bearish on Brazil, bearish on FXI and China. The middle of yesterday afternoon, you could see when this Wall Street Journal article broke. Let's look at FXA 3 days. There it is right there. Yesterday afternoon when the Wall Street Journal, boom, implosion of FXI, another implosion, and we're going lower. Great bearish trades on FXI. I'm going to close these actually, guys. This one's up 91%, $6,600. This one's up 87%, $4,000. Look at this, two bearish trades on FXI. 43.5, 44 bear call spread, 41.5, 42 bear call spread. Look at this, folks. This 41.5, 42 bear call spread. Some of you last week were going, oh, man, geez, this one's underwater. It was right around here, folks, right? Right around here. I said, this expires next week, man. We haven't even started. Guy gets shot in the chest over the weekend. Sunday night, I'm like lying in bed looking at the futures and the news, and there's a video of a Chinese or Hong Kong cop shooting a protester in the chest with a revolver. Boom. Told you to sell in the last week's pop, folks. I told you this was going to happen. The Chinese coming out and saying, hey, we have a phase one agreement. I'm like, what? Where's Peter Navarro and Donald Trump? Nowhere to be found. By that afternoon, they had come out and said, what are you high? There's no way we've agreed to any of that. So anyway, stay bearish on China. The U.S.-China trade talks hit a snag over farm purchases. The president has been running around beating his chest saying that that they're buying a ton of ag purchases, right? $50 billion a year, folks. The biggest purchase ever in 1 year from China was in 2013, I think, 14, for $29 billion. So China's saying, hey, we're not agreeing to buy in any dollar amount, and you're getting rid of these tariffs, and we're not going to stop the forced technology transfer to our companies, and we're not going to put up with any of your enforcement mechanisms to make a trade deal solid. Whoa. These are the biggest issues of any deal, and they're hitting a snag. The good thing, folks, is that, I mean, the S&P pulled back a couple points, the FXI pulled back a couple points yesterday, but what happened? They didn't implode. If that was the headline 6 months ago, that we would have been down 1,000 points. So what am I getting at? The stock market is starting to get comfortable a little bit with, we're in a trade war. We might be in this thing forever. All right, I briefed you on a bunch of high-ranking Chinese officials at a conference, excuse me, saying, we think this trade war, this is the new normal. And the president more or less on Tuesday at the Economic Club said, I'm tariff man. I'm fine with bringing in billions of dollars a month into our treasury. I'm making trade fair. So the muted reaction to the big news that we're not even close to an agreement tells you something. Now, all bets are off. My prediction is the December 15th tariffs, the president's going to be a benevolent dictator and go, no, I'm going to be nice. First of all, this guy watches the market more than I do on a daily basis. The first president I know to do that. And he doesn't want to do December 15th tariffs and have an unmerry Christmas. That guy does not like red stock market. He owns all these, right? Tweets about how great, new all-time record highs, and he never says anything about I haven't seen one tweet on a down day. Have you? No, of course you haven't. That's not him. But we're in the middle of a FOMO rally, folks. We're in the middle of a fear of missing out rally. We're going to have a November, December rally and a January crash, period. You can take that one to the bank. This little QE4 that we got going on is going to end. Insiders are selling. S&P 500 companies have stopped buying back shares. That is a recipe for an absolute January implosion. Look at the left side of the chart of the S&P 500. It is a November, December Santa Claus end-of-year rally followed by a January rout. Last year, it didn't because October and November, we were imploding. December, because the Fed threatened to raise interest rates. And then we had the Christmas massacre with Mnuchin picking up the phone from the beach in Mexico asking if banks had enough liquidity. So last year was an anomaly. Ignore it. Look at the previous 5 years. What happens and it tends to happen in November and December as the market melts up. G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, everybody's happy, and then, man, sell it all in January because you got the rest of the year to pick it up, okay? All right, I got to get going. I have a couple coaching calls before I jump on the 4:30 webinar. It's after the close. Is it time to eject from this market or buy with both hands? The answer is actually yes. I'm going to show you how we can hedge against a potential pullback. In November, December, but I'm actually going to be setting it up for January. That's when I think it's going to happen. Otherwise than that, we're going to be long, man. Amazon, XRT, Visa, and all the stuff going into the holidays. Okay. All right, folks, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you at 4:30 after the close. God bless, and I'll see you for Friday's market wrap up.